Welcome back to another edition of the Malone Sports Minute. My name is Tyler Twining. We're going to start with men's golf at the Malone Glenmore Invitational. They were 5th of 17 teams. And over to women's golf, they went to the Golden Eagle Invite in the University of Charleston. They were 6th of 17. And over the weekend at Ohio Dominican, a very standout golfer, Jaden Mitchell, for rounds of 18, 76 and 80, grand total of 156 for 36 holes, making it a career high for her with 6 birdies. Malone girls won 3-2 over Ursuline. Goals were made by Bridget Harris, Bryn Maurer, and Katie Kabala. Women's volleyball traveled to Kentucky Wesley on Friday, and they won 3-1. Grace Roscoe with 12 kills, and Macy McCulley led the team with 6 aces and 22 digs. We are here with our men's athlete of the week. He plays men's soccer. His name is Gavin Cesar. Gavin, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Tyler. How are you?
I'm doing great. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm a junior at Malone. Playing on the men's soccer team. I'm a center mid, and my major is business management.
How's the team looking so far?
We're looking really good. We've made massive improvements from years prior, and I think we could make a serious run this year. So I'm excited about the season.
The reason why you're here, you had 5 goals in 5 games for the first 5. How did you do that?
So I would have to attribute all that to my teammates. They're the people that have put me in those positions to score. They've gotten me there. So without them, I wouldn't have any goals this year.
If you had to shout out one person on this team, who would it be?
Probably Christian Picks. So he's just been such a help. He's unfortunately injured right now, but everything he's done off the field, he does film for us. He just constantly lifting spirits up, helping, guiding. He's a massive role on this team. And
now it's time for our brand new game. We like to call it Trash Toss. The rules pretty simple. Inside this trash can are individual prompts, and Gavin will have to answer one of these prompts. And your question is, who on your team has the best hair?
That's a tough one. I will say it's got to be Grant, though. It's got to be Grant. He's got a nice flow. He's got some luscious hair.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. We are here with our Women's Athlete of the Week. Her name is Gracie Ashton. Gracie, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a freshman at Malone University, and I'm on the women's soccer team. I'm a forward, and I'm from Strasburg, Ohio.
And you're here because of your 2 goals at Wheeling, and you were named the GMAC Player of the Week. There are not many from Malone that say they can say they've been a part of that. Can you tell us a little bit about that and the honor?
It does feel really good, I would say, to be named that. I guess it just comes with my hard work and putting that in every day at practice and in games. I really try to use the soccer field as an altar for God and playing for Him to glorify Him. And so, yeah, just working every day at practice and in games and using that for Him.
Is there anyone on the team you'd like to shout out?
I would like to shout out Madison. She's one of our starting center backs. She's a very hard worker and leader, 110%, and yeah, she's a beast on defense.
And what got you started with soccer?
I guess what got me to where I am now is just my coaches and family and all the support they have given me up to this point, and I couldn't do it without them.
And now, a little game of trash talk.
Okay.
And the prompt is this. If you could do another sport at Malone, what would you do and why? There's another exception to this rule. If you play another sport, you can't pick that. So if you didn't play soccer, what would you play?
Definitely basketball. I played basketball basically my whole life, and I thought about playing in college, but I had a better opportunity with soccer. So if I was going to play something else, it would definitely be basketball.
And that will do for our interview with the Women's Athlete of the Week. Thank you, Gracie.
You're welcome. Thank
This week's Athletes of the Week are Macy McCauley, Women's Volleyball, and Hayden Schmidt, Men's Cross Country. We are here with a representative of the men of Malone Cross Country team. His name is Tucker Marco. How are we doing today?
I'm doing good, Tyler. How are you doing?
Very good. Can you tell us a little bit about the cross country team?
Yeah, so we just opened up our first AK of the season last weekend at Cedarville. Strong showing on the men's side. We got third place overall. Had lots of PRs and lots of great performances. Excited to see what the rest of the season has.
What got you into cross country?
I've been running cross country basically my whole life. I used to do all the fun runs at the meets. My older brothers ran, my younger brothers run. Both my parents ran marathons, so basically been doing long distance my entire life.
The cross country team's hosting the GMAC championships this year at our campus. Can you give us a little insight about that?
Yeah, we're very excited for that. The coaches are putting a lot of work into the course. Super excited to see how that goes because I can't remember the last time Malone had a cross country meet on their own soil. A few years ago we hosted, but I think it was at Glen Oak. Obviously Malone's a historic running school for the state of Ohio, so it's cool that we can bring running back kind of to the soil. I know a lot of the people at Malone's, a lot of the students have never been to a cross country race before, so it's cool that we can kind of bring this to our own backyard, put our spin on it.
Can you describe a cross country meet experience?
Cross country is a unique experience because there's a lot going on. It's a rare sport because both the men and women compete on the same day within about half hour after each race ends. So both the men and the women are kind of competing at the same time, and also kind of in a unique way. All the teams in the GMAC are going to be competing at the same exact time. So usually, I mean, obviously in basketball, stuff like that, it'll be Walsh versus Malone. Wait a few days, you see Malone face whoever, but viewers are going to get the opportunity to see the Malone guys take on the entire GMAC at the same time, and it's going to be all head-to-head, so you can see how we really stack up.
What I heard we brought in at least 10 incoming freshmen. I've heard that class is bringing in something special. Can you talk about them?
Yeah, so I think we actually brought in like 17 or 18 freshman boys. They've got stacked resumes from high school. They're very, very talented. A lot of them did really, really well at the meet on Cedarville. They're really spicing up the program. They're making it fun. They're very competitive, and I'm really excited to see what their future holds.
Is there anything else about cross country that you'd like our viewers to know?
I just want to encourage everybody to come to GMAC on October, I believe it's October 22nd, but I might have to double check, one of the last weeks of October. I encourage all the Malone students to come out and watch us because it's going to be real special. I hope to see Dr. Miller there. I hope to see everybody come out and support us.
And just for fun, if you were a number, what would you be and why?
If I was a number, I would obviously be number 1, and I think we all know why.
And if you, as any athletes, would be willing to come on and talk about your sport, or any coaches, if you want to come and talk about your sport, we'll be glad to hear it. Just send your request to the Malone Sports Information Department. Here's what's coming up next for your Malone Pioneers. On to women's soccer, just one game as they travel to Findlay. On to men's soccer, they're home with Findlay, and on Saturday they're away at Tiffin. On to volleyball, home with Northwood, and at Walsh on Saturday. Men's golf are traveling to Cedarville on Monday and Tuesday. Women's golf are going to Ashland on Saturday and Sunday. Cross country will be traveling down to Kentucky for the Louisville cross country meet. That concludes your Malone Sports Minute. Back behind the camera is Mike Giannacci. Our interviewers were Gavin Cesar, Gracie Ashton, and Tucker Marco for cross country. And my name is Tyler Twining, and roll Nears.